Hey guys, what is up? We are back. Got my helper with me today, and we're going to be working on the Toyota pickup truck. It's a 91 for my grandpa. He says he doesn't have heat, and it's getting very cold outside, or it's actually been very cold outside. And he hasn't drove it very much. He's got another vehicle.
It's getting colder.
It's getting colder, yeah. So my helper is going to help me on this truck today. So, first things first is we're going to test the antifreeze level in it and make sure it is good. So, we've got our good old handy dandy antifreeze tester, and we're going to test our level.
And you got your handy dandy helper.
And I got my handy dandy helper that's going to help me, and I'm going to show her as we go how to do this stuff. So here we go. All right, helper. So first thing you got to do is, of course, this is ice cold. It's been sitting in the garage for days. Otherwise, you wouldn't open this when it's hot, because this is your radiator. So I don't know. See if you can open it. Good job. Twist it. Push down. You got to push down. No, turn it. Turn it like you had it, and then push down, and turn it the rest of the way. There you go. Now pull up. All right. So just sit it to the side for right now. Yeah, you're good. It's antifreeze. So, looking down in there, do you see any antifreeze?
No.
No. Well, that's not a good sign. So, you're going to take this, stick it way down in here, and see if we get anything. Alright, let go. Nothing. So, I guess that means there's probably not much antifreeze in this. What do you think? So, I've got a container over there, Willow. Do you see it in the floor? The yellow container next to the cabinet by the chairs. Straight ahead on the ground. There you go. That should have antifreeze in it. Let's make sure it's antifreeze. Here, you hold the camera. You can video me if you want. It doesn't matter. I'm not camera shy. Yes, this is antifreeze. So, I'm going to just try, well, maybe get a funnel, because I don't feel like making a giant mess. Stay there, helper. Here we go. There's our little tiny funnel. And we're just going to pour this in. Oop. Get the air bubbles out. Let's try a little more. Okay. It definitely drips some. So we'll have to burp this system. I'm assuming it's probably got an air bubble in it now. So I'll show you guys how to do that in just a minute. So we got our fluid up to where it needs to be. I'm just gonna grab this hose, squeeze it a couple times to suck it down. All right. So,
now, obviously, you can see it.
Yes. Now.
Ding ding.
All right. Here,
Okay.
helper. I'll take this back. You stick that in there. And of course, we're going to get mostly an antifreeze reading now, but okay, let go. Okay. Now, we're going to read it. What's it say?
It's 131268.
So that it might help if we looked at the right side. Okay.
43.
So we're good till let's see, negative. We'll say negative 25. So, all right, let it go. Squeeze it. Let it go. Just let it all the way go. Let it go all the way. You gotta let it go so that thing comes up. There you go. Oh, now we're at negative 29.
No, we're at this.
Yeah, well, every time you move it, it kind of does a little something different. But I think we're good on antifreeze. Okay.
As a mind of its own.
So this side is for your
I'm gonna be the blogger.
Boiling. So we should be good on antifreeze. So I'm gonna squeeze that back into it. For right now, we are good on that. We can just leave the cap off because I'm gonna have to burp the system. And to burp the system, you have to start the truck and let it run and let it circulate. Once it circulates, then we'll test the antifreeze again and all that good stuff. But there's something else wrong with this truck, and it's the main reason, besides him wanting me to just check it over. His blower only works on high. On these trucks, they have what's called a blower motor resistor, and that resistor actually runs your low through middle speeds on your blower. The highest speed will always work because it comes off directly from the battery. So we are going to get underneath here in the dash and see if we can get this blower motor resistor out and replace it with a new one. So that's going to be our next thing. So let's get to it.
Okay. So now we're doing something and I don't know what, but I'll just give you an example for what he's doing.
Well, I'm trying to get the screws out of the blower motor so we can get it out of the way to get to the part we need to get to. And it's not very fun if anybody has ever done one of these.
I'm pretty sure they're entertained by you.
The carpet. Where is that bolt?
A minute ago it was just raining, but now it's all nice and dandy.
It's windy.
Close this. I can't get these to close.
Man, this thing is a pain in the butt. I might need your little fingers.
How about I'm gonna give them an example.
I'm trying to get the plug out. I can't even get the plug out of it. This thing's never been out of here, I don't believe. And the last bolt is so far up here behind the blower motor. If you get the blower motor itself out, I can't get to it. Alright guys, so I'm under the dash here. I got the blower motor out of the way, and the part we've got to change, it's very hard to see. Let's see if I can get a shot for you guys. It is right there. It's got two screws that hold it in, and it's a pain in the butt. Getting this blower motor out of the way was the worst part, because two of the screws are easy to get to. The back screw you cannot get to, and I have tore myself to hell trying to get it out of there. I didn't want to bore you guys with 30 minutes of me sitting here fighting this thing, trying to get it out. So now that I got that out of there, go ahead and get this other screw out of this resistor and pull it out of there. So bear with me. I know you're not going to be able to see much of anything under here, and I do apologize, but just trying to get this last screw out of this thing that does not want to come out. And then this should just pull out of there. And there it is. Our blower motor resistor. And it don't look bad, but I would say it probably is. So we're going to go ahead and swap it out for a new one and see what happens. Okay guys, so it's been a few days. I had to stop because the part I ordered was the wrong part for this truck. This is the old one. The one I ordered was actually for a 91. This truck is actually a 92. It is a border year truck. So this is our old one that we took out. As you can see, this part is supposed to be soldered to this other pin, and you can also see that it melted this piece here. So here's the new one, and this is what it looks like. And these are from 92 up Toyota pickup trucks. It's going to be this part number, and it has the 2 screws and the 4 pins. So we got a lot of snow. It's really cold out here, and I still got a bunch to do to this truck. He told me that not only did he have no heat, it was low on antifreeze, he's got an exhaust leak, and his radio doesn't work. So we're going to try to address all of that. I don't know if it'll all be in this video or there'll be a part 2 to this video. We'll see. So let's go ahead and get this put back in. Okay, so it's going to be very hard for you guys to get underneath the dash, and I apologize for that. But we are going to take this part. It goes like this. We're going to put it back up in here. Now we got to put our blower motor back in. Here's our blower motor, and I looked at it. It's nice and clean. Got a little bit of stuff in it from laying here in the shop, but it works good. So all we're going to do is you got to line up your connector. Your connector goes to this side. It's right here, so it goes facing the passenger side of the truck. So it's a little tricky to get in there and get out of there because you don't have a lot of room. So bear with me. All right guys, so after a lot of fighting and cussing this thing, I finally got it back in there. Now I just got to put our carpet back on and our kick plate, and we'll see if this thing works or not. So let me put this back. This just folds underneath. Okay, now that we got all that back together, I got to get all my tools out of here and all that junk. But I'm going to go to the other side here, and let's see if we got high, low, medium, all that stuff on the blower now. Ignore the annoying ignition buzzer, but let's turn this thing all the way on. I'm not going to start it yet. Let's just see. Oh yeah, low, next, medium, high. We have got heat. It should come out this way. Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't say we've got heat, but we've got blower motor. And they say the radio doesn't work. Well, it comes on. Oh, it works. Probably not very well. That's AM, that's FM. Yeah, we might throw them a new cheap radio in it just to say we did. So next thing I'm going to do is we've got to burp the cooling system in this thing. If you remember, we did that. Let's go ahead and start this thing up, let it run, and we'll make sure we get all the air bubbles out of it. And I want to check the exhaust and see where it's leaking. I am going to say it is not a good idea to start a vehicle inside a enclosed garage. In my case, I am going to run a piece of flex pipe out underneath my garage door to keep most of the exhaust fumes going outside and not in the shop. Okay guys, so as you can tell, I got the truck running and it is a little loud. I can tell it does have an exhaust leak. I've got my pipe run out the door over there to keep most of the fumes out. I'm also running my exhaust fan in the wall. So basically I'm just going to sit here and wait for this thing to get the temperature. You can already see the antifreeze is coming up, which is what you want. You want it to build pressure in this system without the cap on. So basically what I'm going to do is once this thing gets to about, I think it's like 180, depending on the thermostat that's in it, I can't remember, but that thermostat will open and let it circulate through the heater core. Then we can get an idea if we've got heat or what's going on, but this will also burp the system, and then we can check our antifreeze to make sure that it is set properly for the temperature. So I'm just gonna let this thing run, and then I'll be back with you guys once we're up to operating temperature. All right guys, so she's been running here for a good, I don't know, 30-40 minutes now, and we have got super hot heat. She is up to operating temperature according to the gauge. I have had quite a bit of antifreeze bubble out, getting the bubbles out of it, and you can see she is going up and down. That means circulate. So I do believe the thermostat and everything is working. So I'm going to let her sit here for just a few more minutes, and then probably just cut her off, and well, we'll check the fluid again, but then we'll probably cut her off. So let's see, we'll give her a little here, see if we get any bubbles come out. Thermostat open. I gave it a little bit of go-go. Now she should be circulating really good through the whole system. Oh yeah, she's definitely warm enough now. She's starting to smoke. So I'm gonna grab my jug of antifreeze, and I'm just gonna throw just a little in there and see if it bubbles at all or if we're good. quite a bit less. Now, there's the bubbles. That's what you want to see. You notice the color's changed. It ain't that antifreeze look anymore. More of a pure water color as everything started circulating. We're gonna give her a little bit of the beans again. Back out of it. You should see it start bubbling some. Kind of up and down. She'll boil out a little bit. So let's walk around here and check our temperature gauge. So our temperature gauge did drop a little. So that means that thermostat opened up to cool this thing down because it met its temperature. So I would say we're probably good. Give her a little bit more here and see if she drinks any more. I believe we're full. So since this thing has been circulating for a good while, I want to check our antifreeze again. So I want to see, let's see, that's hot side, this is the cold side. Oh, there was a bunch of bubbles, look at there. Wow. Still have more in her. That's why it's important to burp these things. You don't want them air bubbles to get in the system. Look at that. Thermostat must have opened again. So see what this thing shows. She shows good to -18 or about. Which that'll be perfect for around here. We don't have super cold weather. I mean, we do get cold, don't get me wrong, but it ain't gonna be like, you know, northern United States temperature or Canada. I think yesterday was -15 with the wind chill. So it was around 5 degrees, and then with the wind chill, it was pretty cold. But see if she'll drink any more down. So I did get up underneath this thing, and the muffler has a hole in it itself. It's just rusted through. So instead of me trying to maybe fix that, I'm probably just going to run it to an exhaust shop for him and just have a new muffler put on it. It would be versus me crawling underneath this thing, cutting it, and trying to weld a new one on or clamp it. I'd just take it to a shop. But I'll get that done for him. Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here and burp this thing a little bit longer and see what happens. All right, guys, so it burped several more times. Hell, I've had this thing running for over an hour after y'all just seen the last little bit of video I did. But I got the cap back on it now, and I poured some water all over everything to just clean off the antifreeze. As you can tell, there was a bunch. But let's walk in the truck here. So she is blowing super, super hot. Our temperature gauge is sitting pretty low, and we've got great heat. All of our blower settings work. Low, medium, medium high, and high. So I think this part of the truck is pretty much done. So next, we've got to change the oil in this thing, and I've got to do the radio and all that good stuff. But so I got to get some parts ordered and some other stuff. But turn this thing off. But as soon as those parts come in, we'll get back on the truck in the next video, and we'll do the radio and all that. But he does have heat. His heat works. So that was pretty much everything on this video. Next video, we will do the radio and speakers, and I'm going to take it and have the exhaust done for him. But anyways, thanks guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. I know this was kind of a short, sweet little video, but yeah. Thanks guys, and we'll see you on the next one.